or professional teaching points of any class. First of all is the announcements. And these announcements is what's said at the start of every class. If you've ever watched the news of any kind, and don't tell me you haven't, so I know that you have, here's what they do. They first of all tell you what you're going to tell them. Then they tell you, and then they tell you again what you've already told them. So you need to remind them about what they've accomplished in class in these announcements. You need to tell them what they're going to do. You need to then tell them what's going to happen, and then you need to tell them what you've told them, and remind them, of course, what they have accomplished in the class. So you ever get a student that says, you know what, the classes are getting boring, I don't really feel like I'm progressing. Well, the reason why that happens is not because they're not actually progressing in any way, shape or form. It's because you haven't told them about what they're progressing, or what improvements they've made, or what actually they've learned today. And having these announcements in class where you actually undertake and give them a sense of progression. You know, progression is one of the most overlooked commodities that you have available to you in the martial arts business. In fact, this is why we as martial arts instructors are able to charge as much as 10 times what your local fitness centre is. Because of one thing. You ready for that one thing? You might want to write this down. It's called progression. The bout system enables us, believe it or not, something as a simple piece of canvas tied around somebody's waist will enable you to charge as much as 10 times what a simple gymnasium, or in fact a multi-million-dollar gymnasium, will be able to charge their customers. And the reason why is because you're giving these people a sense of recognition, a sense of significance, and a sense of accomplishment. And lastly, of course, review what actually happened in the class during the announcements. Now, all these announcements is so easily done and can easily be done if you have a successful class planner, if you know exactly what it is you're going to teach, if you know exactly what it is the outcome is going to be of this class. So ladies and gents, by the end of this class, let me say that again, let me get it out, it's easy for me to say, right? I'm blaming it on the sickness right now, please hang in there with me. So, by the end of the class, you will be able to adequately or precisely strike a target of more than 2 or 3 feet in front of you, thus been able to potentially disable a wayward attacker. Now, in order, just by explaining this simple sentence about what they've done, they get a realization about the physical action they've taken. Now, I hope I'm not losing anybody here. This isn't rocket science. Some of you do this naturally in your classes. But the announcements and telling them and explaining in detail what they've done in a few simple sentences is going to be essential to your success in running a professional martial arts class. So number 2, pre-framing. You've got to pre-frame every single thing you do in the class. You're going to be pre-framing graduation. You're going to be pre-framing the seminar. So in class, you're teaching them, this is what will happen. This is what you'll be doing at your next graduation. This is what the testing will exactly consist of. Listen, believe it or not, people don't like surprises, especially when it can cause embarrassment. You don't want to be having any unnecessary surprises step up and bite your students in the butt. You want to make sure that you're supplying your students with all the tools necessary for success. And when I'm talking about success, I'm talking about their success at their next graduation. So ensure that you are pre-framing them in every class so that they know what's going to happen at graduation. They feel totally comfortable with it, and most importantly, they feel confident that their performance at graduation is going to be worthy of achieving the next rank, the next grade. Or for those kids, of course, they're going to be confident and show their parents how confident they are. Pre-framing about what's happening in this week. What is going on this week? This week, ladies and gents, we have the incredible board-breaking seminar. And you know, obviously, you're invited to this seminar. You're invited to this seminar free of charge, of course, if you bring a friend. Jimmy, who are you bringing this week? Congratulations. And, of course, what techniques they're going to learn today. So the type of techniques they're going to be learning today. This, of course, is encompassed with your announcements. And, again, in the announcements, you want to be announcing about